My brainwaves, they're my brainwaves in real time. I can make them go up and down, not really consciously, but I'm doing that somehow, like me. I'm making those go. So as I play, you're going to see that they change. This is the only place online on internet where you can watch somebody doing activity like chess, streaming their brainwaves, and it's kind of for posterity in a sense or for research, but we're getting a lot of data here. I don't always win the games, but well, we have a lot of fun, and let's go ahead and play one here at Lee Chess and see how the brainwaves come out. This is going to be kind of interesting. Okay, we're playing black. It's a 5-minute game, by the way. Um, if you happen to see something anomalous with the brainwaves or something, just jump in on the chat and let me know about it, because kind of interesting when stuff happens. Okay, I'll explain a little bit what I'm doing here too. I'm gonna move this bishop out here, putting the question to this bishop. If he takes my bishop, I just take him. A lot of times they don't want to break up the pawn, so they'll just move the bishop back there. Or in this case, he's taking time off his clock, thinking what to do. So I think it's always good in these fast games to just move the bishop out. And we're getting ready to castle. We maybe just castle because it's probably going to be a good move at some point. And as long as you got this pawn here defending the bishop, you can do like I just did. Okay, I've seen this a million times. I don't want to waste time on the clock. I'm going to move this pawn up. I'm going to move bishop back. Now I can take this, and when he takes this, I'm not forked because my bishop is back. And I guess he kind of thought he was going to get a free bishop there. But suppose I do that. He has to move the knight out, and I'll end up getting a pawn too, and making his king move. So maybe that worked out okay for me. Let's see what he does with his knight now. Okay, he's got me in check. That was okay. And he kind of disrupted my whole king side there, but lost a piece doing it, right? I got 3 pieces. He has 2. Got to protect that pawn against the rook. See how the rook was going to take that pawn? This also kind of like gets my queen more over there because there's going to be an onslaught against my king. Okay, I don't mind losing a pawn at this point as long as I can trade down some pieces. I get rid of my knight, bring this knight up. And you'll notice I have an extra piece and I'm okay on the clock as long as I can hold my position. Okay, so you can see what he's got in mind. He wants to come with his rook over there as soon as possible. And I don't necessarily have to let him. I can do several things to stop him from doing that. Maybe one of my best things is just move this up. I think that, if he comes there, I just swing the rook here. And because the rook is supported by the queen and the pawn. Okay, now I'll bring my other rook over. This pawn would like to advance, but it's got two pawns here protecting against it. Now if I can get this rook into play, and I guess the place is here. I don't know where else. Maybe that was not the best place, or maybe it was, I don't know. Oh, no, he's going to get that rook down there. I can bring my other rook up, protecting more and more and more. I have an extra piece, but it's just this bishop sitting back here that's not doing a heck of a lot right now. But as long as I can hold myself against this attack, and that's not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy. I'm just going to do some bad stuff here. Like, I think, I'm kind of like losing this whole situation. Maybe I don't have enough confidence and I think I'm losing and I'm not, but I'm just trying to get some interesting brainwaves with this. He's really thinking a lot. The brainwaves are going good. Okay, it's reconnecting. I thought he would do that. Now, this pawn is still buttressed pretty well with the queen and the rook. He can't really bring his queen to go against this. So now I have a rook. I'll go back and forth there with the rook if I have to, defending on the king against this. Right now, I just hope I can kind of win on time. My whole idea is to move this up. Oh, he didn't have the idea. He's letting me. This is going to complicate him a little bit, I think. He's going to get some play in here. He's got a lot more pawns than I do, but with a minute and 24, I'm not sure. This is just a fast game. Um, just going to come there. I'm going to take this pawn. And if he moves this pawn up, now, see how the bishop is helping? He had like a strong attack on this last rank, and hopefully I shut that down to a certain extent. I think that's the strongest move, is to put some pressure on that queen. Okay, so how are the brainwaves doing there? Jump right in on the chat. Like, that was my plan, right? I need to follow plan, and we're not waste time on the clock. My plan was this rook was going to develop, was going to defend the flank of the king against any kind of nasty checks over there. That was just to get possibly a check down there. If he moves his, I can't do it right now because the, okay, so he lost the exchange there. Now, 30 seconds to 54. I'm just gonna check him here. I don't think he's gonna have enough time. I might actually be able to possibly get my own pawn to queen down there before he can queen his. Things are looking good right now. 14 seconds for him. Look at those brainwaves go up, huh? Okay, again, I'm playing the clock here. Really gonna just trade off those rooks, go down and queen before he can do anything. Check. Really playing the clock here. And he resigned. He wants to play another one. Let me just check if my brainwaves. Oh yeah, they're still going up there pretty good. They all kind of like dropped quite a bit right there, but for those of you who are paying attention to those, I don't know, I took maybe too much time. Does he still want a rematch? Okay, so we'll do another game. I'll do the King's Gambit again. For those of you who follow my play, you'll know I always do King's Gambit as white. It's not that I don't know other openings. Like, actually, whatever opening they try against me, I can always transpose it into a King's Gambit, which is a little bit even harder than just playing the standard openings. Okay, so we'll do a King's Gambit. You can already see I got my Gambit pawn ready to move out there. We're playing a 5-minute game with no increment on Lichess. So I'm going to have exactly 5 minutes for all of my moves. There's a true King's Gambit going. If he takes it, that'll be a real King's Gambit. Guess they call that a King's Gambit declined. But maybe we'll force him to take that pawn. He can only decline so long, right? And he took it. Let's just go ahead and put the question to the pawn. Is he going to defend it? What's he going to do? Okay, now that's a poison pawn. If he takes that, he'll lose his queen because the rook will come over here. Well, that's kind of good for me too. You see my brainwaves went way up there when he did that. I mean, kind of really helps me when he does that because I get something free, I hope. Unless I really screw up here, it's possible. What should I do? Take the pawn? Do I get anything for free really here? Maybe not. Maybe just take this. Yeah, that'll be a pawn, a free pawn because look, I come down here now and take that. And is there anything I can get here for free? He can't put me in check. I'm going to put his queen in check and see what he does because then you see I got this move with the bishop, protecting the knight and opening up this file for the rook. And he has to move his queen. And he brought his queen out there. It looks like a pretty good move. Maybe already come out with the rook. It would be a little bit faster. I can come down here and next move already. Does that make sense? Maybe. It's faster, isn't it? I don't know. I'll just do it and see what happens. I mean, yeah, I didn't even see that. But now I can check his queen and his knight at the same time. See, I moved the pawn up to attack his knight, and I'm also attacking his queen, but he got his queen out of danger. Can I do anything? No. Just come back there. Oh, we'll see what happens. Okay. Wow. If I go here, no, that won't be so good. Do I have to move it? Yeah, I'll move the knight back. Can move the knight back, attacking his queen again. And the rook is still defended. That didn't work out nearly as good as I thought it was going to work. Now, if I could, I'm just going to have to do some standard. If I do this, he'll have to move his knight. I don't know. I think that I can get some good play with that. He'll bring his knight up here probably. I'll bring this out. If he takes this, okay, I'm just going to start developing here. He's got better time on the clock than I have, so in a sense, he's doing a little bit better. I still have my rook out there, and I don't really like that too much. Got to bring that rook back. Can I go over here? Is that safe? Got to do something. Got to keep moving. I'm just gonna bring this rook back. When you leave a rook out there sitting in the middle like that, you're just gonna lose it eventually. Gonna bring it back. If he takes this, it's actually maybe good for me. It puts my bishop out here in a better position. That just to develop the queen. And this will attack his bishop. I don't see that he's going to be able to pin my queen or anything, and this knight really can't advance because it's okay. I'm going to attack his queen again, but wait. If I attack his queen, he comes down there and gets that. That's not the best move. I'm wasting a lot of time here. Just going to do that and see what happens. I can't waste any more time. I got to play faster. I'm trying to win something and do something amazing here, but just not seeing it right now. I can see that he's going to try to break up my pawns there and everything, and he did. But maybe in the end, I'll have something coming out against him. Or maybe not. Now, if the knight comes here, it can come out here with an attack on the queen. That might come to something. If I go up here, there's a little bit of play here, I think. No, he can come up here attacking my queen. And oh, wait, if he does that, he'll lose his queen. He attacks my queen now. Hmm. 44 seconds to his a million seconds. See, he was going to come down here with a pretty bad check. This will kind of keep me alive for a little bit. If he comes down here check now, I think he'll lose the knight. I'll swing my king over to here, and his knight doesn't have anywhere to go. Okay, I'm just going to attack this pawn in a very simple way with two pieces. Figured he would do that. Don't know if I'm going to be able to pull this off. He's got a pretty dastardly check, but I saw that he was going to do that and had my queen there just in case. Okay, I only got 15 seconds left. This is going to be hard. I think I got to go for the mate. Got to buttress that knight. Come over here with the queen. This is going to be tough to do this in just a short time. 7 seconds. I have very little time to do a checkmate here. No. Well, I had a winning game and didn't play the clock very well on that one. But I'm happy, we're getting a lot of nice brainwave activity up here. It's a lot of data. Um, it's going to be great. When that gets analyzed, it's going to, it's like, okay, we win some, we lose some, but as long as we get the data, we're contributing to science. And plus, people have told me that, like my most ardent followers, what they like to do is just get some munchies and they just kind of relax, veg out, like basically on the sofa or somewhere, and they just watch the brainwaves, like moving, going up and down, fluctuating. So much interesting stuff that that takes place as the brainwaves are moving and oscillating. This is interesting. It's got to be something good here. What is it? I gotta develop this. I mean, he takes there. I take with the pawn. Don't think he's gonna. And then I'll immediately castle. His king is still in the center. I think I'm gonna be just fine here. We'll see. This bishop can also come back to guard the pawn. We'll see what happens here. If he's master class and can capitalize on that, I think the safest thing I do right now is if I lose the pawn or not, at least I get my king over. Should I try to save that? Actually, he could have taken that there, and if I do castle, I don't want him to take here and and have these double pawns over here. So it was best to guard that pawn before castling, because otherwise, you see, would have taken my bishop here, doubled these pawns, and my whole castle position over here would be weak. And believe me, it would be weak. I can remember there was a time when I would hear advice like that. I'd think, well, why would a doubled pawn be weak? But they are. Just experience teaches that. When people say these things, they say it out of hundreds of years of not just their own experience, but experience of over the board play. People basically know that doubled pawns like that in front of a king would be extremely weak. Okay, and this bishop gets a line against the king and a line on this. Can I capitalize on that? The queen is pretty safe here. He'll have to move his knight. We'll just see what happens. He'll have to move his knight out of there. And he did. Maybe I can already come up a little closer with that. He'll probably bring a rook over here. And I'll have to swing that rook out, queen out of there right away. But at least I'll bring the knight and then the bishop up kind of nestled up in here. Thought he would do that. I got to get this out of the way. I should have already had a plan to move that. Okay, that was pretty good. This can come back here. Now that bishop is a little bit weak against there, but he's only got one guy attacking it. As long as I got the queen there, famous last words, right? Got to make sure I don't lose that queen. I'm going to. This knight out here is kind of troublesome. I'm gonna. Okay, this is all right. He's gonna. I see what he's doing. He's gonna come up here, and I'm already gonna do that. I think its rook is gonna have to go back somewhere. Okay, that's interesting. I can take with the rook, the queen, or the pawn. I think I'm going to take with the pawn. Look like the strongest move. I want to keep these rooks back here because of his situation. Okay, now it's just a matter of kind of moving kind of fast. Like I'm threatening to expose a check, an attack on this rook. That's interesting. I guess I can pin his rook against his queen. He was threatening my knight, my bishop, but to escape from his attack, I moved the bishop off on an angle because a bishop moves different than a rook. And when the attack comes like this, he sidesteps and gets pretty strong attack. So the attacker, I mean, probably the best thing would have been to scope that out a little bit better and try to figure out something that was a little bit smarter. But I prefer just to play down the clock right now. Wow. I just want to move the clock up. I didn't see anything to advance my position too much. This this looks kind of safe because it's on a different color than the bishop, and The knight can't get it really fast because knights don't attack like in one move. It can't attack something sitting next to it like that, and I'm defending the pawn. So I don't know. I think it's time already to open things up here because I've got more firepower than him and a little bit of a time advantage. I can see a good possibility here. Okay. Keeps doing some crap against me here. Looks like the king's safe right there. I might just trade off. What's that? What the heck? Can he do that? He almost had me beat there because I was thinking that it was defended by the bishop, and I would have done something really dumb. When people do that, you don't expect them to do that if it's just not defended. And I was thinking, well, the queen's there. I'm like, and checkmate. My brainwaves must have done some really weird stuff because I was in like this cognitive dissonance. That's not the right word for it, I suppose, but cognitive dilemma maybe because thinking, what? Checkmated, but I have no place to go, and well, I had one place to go, which was to take the queen. Okay, well, that was fun. We look at my blue wave went way, way up the alpha. Yeah, I guess I was in alpha when I said, well, that was fun, and we just kind of close it out because playing chess is fun and everything, but your brain is ambivalent. It's having parts of it are having a lot of fun, but there's one part of it that's going, why are we doing this to ourselves? Why are we giving ourselves this huge problem, which is playing chess for any aficionado like myself? You really put yourself under a terrible stress every time you play a game, and then part of you wants to continue. It's kind of like an addiction, and another part is going, great, no more games. Let's just call it a night. And and that was fun. And hope you guys enjoyed it. Next time, just bring those snacks and vegetate there as you watch the brainwaves oscillating, and maybe get some interesting insight into how the brain works. And jump in on the chat too if you notice anything about the brainwaves. And we'll see you around next stream. Have a good one. Bye bye.